Hey guys, Cody here from Dark Owl Archery, and today we're going to go over the highly anticipated UltraView slider. So we're going to dive into this thing and talk about the things that we like and the few things that we're not giant fans of. But overall, this is a great sight bar and we're super excited to show you guys. First of all, UltraView box, really well done as always. They're really well known for their packaging. When you open this guy up, you have the Scan Me for instructions. Great for, if you want to use your smartphone. And then they have their saying for this sight bar, which is stay in the moment. Coming on the back side here, you have a illustration of how you mount the rail to the dual dial system that they have. And then you have the case, and this is where everything is stored. Case is a semi-hard case, really nice, well built. You open this guy up, you got your different spots for everything. You have your bar itself and the dual dial, and then up above you have some hardware. The first thing we're going to talk about is this bar itself. And to me, this is the best feature of this sight bar, is this first, second, and third axis adjustment are all a micro adjust. And that can really help you get dialed in for your bubble level. And if you're going to try to shoot in your third axis, that micro adjust really makes it simple. And that's something that I feel that this industry's needed for a while. I'm glad that someone finally did it. Good to see that. The dovetail itself, well machined. You have 5 positions and then 5 indicators on there. And then coming around to the other side, you have your inside sight tape. I really like that they made this a sliding option, so you can set your sight tape on and then adjust where it is. Instead of having to pull that tape off and put it back on, you can just move it up and down like that. And on the outside you have another sight tape bracket here. Not something I think I'll ever use. Kind of, when you look at it, seems to be at a pretty sharp angle, and you'd have to really pull your head around to see it. So it's really not something I think I'll use. Not a huge deal, but just something to look at. The rail here, this seems to be some sort of polymer. I don't know exactly what it is, so I'm not going to speak on that. But it looks pretty well machined, and I like it. And then you have your lock at the bottom here, and that's for your dual dial to go into. We're going to talk about how to mount this dual dial. Simply have this lever up and push down. You'll hear it click, and it's locked in. That's a nice feature, that you can take this on and off and it's not going to mess with your windage or elevation. I really like that. So first of all, this thing's very smooth. No travel, no play in it when it's in a stationary position. The lock is nice and big that you can get to it. Even if it's up, I don't think this is going to fall or slip on you. It may make some noise if you forget to lock it up, but it's not that big a deal. On the outside here, you have your dial and then your windage adjustment. And windage adjustment, really nice. Just pull it out, unlock it. One thing I do wish that they did is put some sort of marks or something so you can see where your windage is, so you can keep track. I'm a big proponent for writing things down and keeping track of where my stuff is. That way, if I'm ever traveling, I can look at that and be like, oh, I was on 3. I can, check that super quick, make sure my stuff didn't move. One thing they did do, which I like, is they have a set screw here that locks this windage in. So for traveling, great thing to have. That way it's not moving on you. On the inside here, you have your 3 indicators. And the top one and the bottom one are movable, so you can set that for your 20, 30, 40, like we have set up on our Stealth 41 right now. The colors of these, not a fan of. This is like a faded green, faded yellow, and another faded green. I get that they were trying to match up with their colors of their pins on their SE scope. It's just hard to see, in my opinion. Some eyes may see it better than others, but for my eyes, I would like to see like a red or something brighter. So, but that's a great feature. I love that you can adjust those and that you can really fine-tune that. As you can see, you can mount our Stealth 41 optic on here. It's a great sight bar for this scope. One thing they did change is this is no longer a 1032 screw like the standard sight bars typically are, or the scope barrels typically are. It is now a 1024. And the one that it comes with has a smaller diameter head. So for now on, we will be sending a larger diameter 1041 along, 1024 along with the 1032. So you'll have that option if you want to put this on here. The head just will have a little bit too much movement if you don't use the correct screw. No big deal. I am a big external light guy, so as you can see, I have a mounting bracket on the outside, and then I run like a Z-Bros or a E-TAC light, and I like to run that at the end of my dovetail. That way I can keep it nice and close to me, nice up and close, and I can just hit that and go right back to my release. I don't have to reach up to the front and touch anything. It's just right there and then right back into it. So that can attach on the side here, just like so, you know, out of the way. Great option. And the last thing we're going to talk about is the bracket that it mounts the scope to. Now, I did have some complaints with this. It seems like it's got some slop to it. It's got some movement. I really wish they would have put like a tapered screw in this. I took this off for this video, and I'm gonna have to resight my stuff in because of that movement that this can cant up and down, and that's just gonna change everything for you. So I think Excel's the only one that has that tapered screw, and I really like that feature, and I would like to see more companies implement that. Other than that, you have the little set screw that locks the bracket in. Great feature. If you have the bridge lock system or the Picatinny system, you won't have to worry about that slop in there. Coming to the top of the case here, you have your sight tapes. And I really like these sight tapes. They did a really good job on these. The colors nice and clear, very nice and clean text on there. And then you have your setup sight tapes. And then you can use that to scale which one you need. I find with any of these sight tapes, they're never, you know, 100% from what it says on the side, the mark here to, you know, what it actually is. Once you get to that 80, 100 yard range, it's going to be off a little bit. So, but really, really nice done sight tapes. And then you have your manual instructions here. So, and last feature of this system is you have your extra hardware, which this is great if you're traveling. If you lose a screw or something strips, you have the ability to change that out. So I really like that. Overall, I think this is a really nice built sight bar, machined well. One thing that I'm just not a fan of is some of the hardware on it. For some people, it may not be that big a deal. But overall, I think that this is a great system, and I really look forward to using it this fall. So, thanks, guys. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below, and we'll get to you. Please subscribe, like our Facebook and Instagram. We post all kinds of content on there, and you can see all the different setups that we have for the Stealth 41. I have the 280 pin in this guy, and you can see, if you look through our photos, the different sight gaps or the pin gaps in there. And then you can see the different custom engraving that we do. And that's a great feature. A lot of people love that. So thanks again, guys. Hope you have some success this fall.